now, like so many of my acting experiences have to do with the music world. So it's this weird thing where I used to try to keep them very separate. I made one musical once, and I was like, no, I don't think I'll do that again. And now everything, these things are just kind of blend together, you know? And as I was thinking about doing this show, I was thinking about how it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like stand-up comedy, but I'm not standing up, and it's not very funny. It's just more of a sit-down melancholy. I think it's starting a new genre. This song I wrote a long time ago before I thought anybody would care about my songs, and I was 24, I think. I turned 24 in Budapest, and I was filming a miniseries about the Titanic. It was called Titanic. And I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but I drowned. Anyway, it was the most incredible experience. You know, I was going through a breakup at the time that I didn't know was a breakup, and this like trip to Budapest emerged for like several months. I think I only worked like 14 days. I was in Hungary for 2 months, and there was this group of like international actors, really highly trained, very talented actors. A lot of people from England and Ireland and Italy and Romania, and I mean, it was a totally wild group. And Budapest is a really awesome party town, and everybody didn't work like 2 days in a row. So like we were like, who's not working tomorrow? And we had a great time. And at the end of that time, it became really evident to me that I was really not going to see these people again. These people lived very far away from me, and even if I made an effort, you know, how often was I going to get over to London or whatever? And I think that happens on every acting project to a degree. You form these really tight, and music project to a degree, you form these really tight bonds, these really close relationships, and then show's over and on to the next thing, and you say, okay, I'll see you later. I'll see you for sure. And you know, sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Anyway, yeah, this is a song called "Road Again." Well, I remember that night in room 663. It seems long ago. You were telling me about things going on in Italy. Well, I talked about my favorite sport again. And I remember that night on the Danube, with a beer and a joint I can hand you, and all the talk of the things that we planned to do on the walk through the dawn at 4 a.m. And I ain't ever going out on the road again. And I remember that night at the Supercurrent. I couldn't read the signs, I didn't know the words. And we got sad mouth and back talk we did not deserve. Felt that lung prize and up in my throat again. And I remember that night on the stage.
peace in my soul when I'm near her. And she don't sing all that much, but I can still hear her every night as I try to stay afloat again. I ain't never going out on the road again. And I remember that night when the sushi came. You said if you think about the game, then you lose the game. And if I come back to this town, it won't be the same. I'll just hide behind my accordion. So I ain't ever going out on the road again.